If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow me and subscribe to me on all my other social media platforms. What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with another album review for you guys. This time, I am talking about probably the biggest release to come out on August 25th, and that is the 12th studio full-length offering from death metal legends Incantation with Unholy Deification. So yeah, this came out August 25th on Relapse Records. This is the first one in 3 years since Secta Vile Divinities came out. And, well, this is my first time reviewing an Incantation album, so this is going to be interesting considering I've become a fan of this band over the past couple of years, and yeah, if you're familiar with Incantation, you're going to get a lot of familiarity with some old albums here. So yeah, I assume, based on the track listing, this is a concept album, as all the titles have parentheses and a Roman numeral at the end, but it's 10 tracks under 42 minutes, so fairly short affair, fairly short, but 10 tracks. And well, we kick things off with Offerings, The Swarm 4, Roman numeral 4, and right away you're pretty much getting everything this album's going to deliver at you. Starts off with this evil tremolo riff and blast beat, and it actually bookends the song pretty well. There's some thrashy energy that comes in here, some quick-fire leads, even a mid-tempo section with some crazy dive bombs onto guitars, great use of dissonance and melody, and even a doom melody at the very end of the track, before it returns to that nasty tremolo and blast from the beginning. So that's kind of the main thesis of this album musically. You get your nasty, evil tremolo riffs that either will feel death metal tremolo or sometimes even black metal tremolos, and I'll point out which is which as we go along, but plenty of blast beats, plenty of doom, some thrashy moments, little hints of dissonance, not to the level of a band like Immolation, but there's also some like real sinister, evil melodies going on all throughout. Like Concordat the Pact, Roman numeral 1, which was the first single of the album, and this song kind of continues to bring everything at you. Evil doomy riff to just bring forth darkness, some thrashy machine gun riffs going on, even a nice triplet section with like the tremolos feeling more black metal on top of that galloping blast beat, and then even a big doom breakdown and massive scream from John McEntee. And I gotta tell you, John's vocal performance on this album, he gets downright disgusting with the lows, and when he builds up to the high screams, he just does it so flawlessly. Now, as far as like parts on this album where they do some different things, well, as we go through the album, on songs like Megaron Sunken Chamber 6, as well as, what was the other one? And the closing track, Circle Eye of Ascension 7, there you get some, like, D-beat stomps as well as double-time grooves that kind of make me think it's like an evil bolt thrower part, where bolt throwers, the masters of going double-time grooves, whereas on these two tracks, Incantation's doing it in their own way, also with some D-beat stomps in Convulse Words of Power 3, where they do bring in some more D-beats involved. But yeah, not a whole lot of D-beats, apart from those three tracks having a D-beat section here and there. Chalice Vessel Consanguineous, I believe I said that right, maybe not, 8, this song kind of has mostly tremolos going on, whether it's that like evil cold tremolo of black metal or the gross tremolo of death metal, pretty much getting both. And they, in like the black metal tremolos, really crawls. It ascends and descends on top of like a stop-and-go blast beat, which was pretty cool. Nice triplet section. Actually, triplet chugging kind of becomes a regular thing on a couple of tracks such as this, as well as Invocation Phonic Merge 10. You get a really cool triplet death metal section. Convulsed Words of Power 3 brings in more of that like kind of like triplet section where it alternates with the tremolos from black metal to death metal. Now, I'm going to have to remember how to pronounce this one again. Homunculus? Homunculus. There we go. Spirit Made Flesh 9. Groovy tempo with a riff that bends at the beginning before it gets straight up into doom metal riffing with sinister melodies. But I love how on this track you get some like nice tapping guitars, but it's mostly for atmosphere and mood, I would say. And even the more atmospheric leads of the album show up here. Like the lead work on this album kind of varies. Like it can be melodic, it can be atmospheric, it can be just squealy dive bombs. The lead work's kind of all over the place as the album goes along. And even this track brings in some autopsy influence, especially towards the end with the riffs. It kind of made me think of autopsy, and even the drums building up at the very end. Now, I would say Alter, Unify, and Carnage 5, this was one of the songs that felt the most doom metal oriented. Like, it's evil doom with dissonance, and it's just mostly about building tension and also having melody on top. But the doom elements kind of remain pretty much all throughout this track, in the riffs, in the atmosphere, but maintaining that evil, sinister vibe, which I know I've been saying the word evil a lot, but that's the best way to describe Incantation. And even the vocals from John really take hold at the very end to like really emphasize these evil spells or stories or whatever the hell is going on, ritualistic to some extent. Exile Defied the False 2 starts off right away with a nice triplet chug, but with a melodic lead followed by more crawling tremolo riffs. Again, that ascend and descend. More blackened tremolos return with the blast beats, and even the speed is a little bit extra on here. But then towards the end, you get more of that doomy atmosphere before it ends with that triplet chugging, crawling tremolo from the beginning. And that's another thing about this album. They like on a few tracks, do like to bookend riffs or sections. Like if you start off with a cool section, half of the time they'll end the song with that same section and be like, hey, did you like this beginning? Well, here it is for you here at the very end. Now, Circle of Ascension 7 immediately almost made me think of Black Sabbath with how they use these slow, plodding doom guitars and drums that kind of are building things up. And they even end the song on that note. Dissonant melodies heard in the background, and it stays doomy and even borders on funeral doom at times in the first half of the song before the speed kind of picks up into that galloping D beat. And a couple of tracks like here in Convulsed Words of Power 3, you get notable bass work. And the bass in terms of the mix, it's audible throughout most of the mix. I want to say the mixing done by Dan Swano again. So, of course, I love the Dan Swano mixes. And then again, I love almost everything Dan Swano has ever done. So, once I knew he was doing the mixing on this album, it was going to sound great. And this album, production-wise, sounds fantastic. It's gritty, but everything's audible and clear. And then the mix is pretty well even for the most part. Now, even at the very end of Circle Eye of Ascension 7, double time groove with some like big chanting vocals going on before it ends with that more build up from the beginning. So overall, like, they're trying a lot of different things on every song, but perhaps a few of the songs kind of feel a little similar in how they were put together. Like, it's like, okay, we can do these nasty crawling tremolos and then tame it down a little bit with a doom section, maybe a triplet chug. It's like some songs feel similar in terms of structure, but it's the structure of Incantation that I like, so that's not a complaint at all. Just something I kind of noticed throughout the album. But overall, this might be, if I ever end up ranking Incantation albums, which could happen in 2024, this is a really damn good one. I'm going to give this one 9.5 out of 10. I had a blast listening to this. I don't know if I'm going to sound insane for giving it 9.5, but I really genuinely liked pretty much every song on this album, and even that little minor gripe, which is very minor, very, very minor, about how some songs feel similar in terms of the structure, it doesn't matter. It's a structure that I like when it comes to Incantation, and what more can you ask for? So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. Kudos to John, Chuck, Kyle, and I forget who their new guitarist is that's playing along with John, but still, this is some killer shit. But of course, this is just my opinion. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, keep your horns high and your dreams wet.